Hello and welcome to the Trade Ideas Market Recap for Thursday, December the 4th. My name is Barry Anderson. I'm the moderator of the room. This is the address to get into the room, and you can log in with your Facebook or your Twitter account. A lot of trades to get to, so let's get to the charts right away. EXPR. EXPR. Now this one was one that had been beaten up in the morning. The pre-market. Identified it in the pre-market as something that I wanted to take a look at. Let's just take a look at the daily on it. And yeah, you can see right here, I mean, here's where it closed yesterday and it opened up way down here. So this was identified by my pre-market scanner as something to watch and to play for a potential reversal play. What I try to do is identify maybe 3 or 4 stocks that I think could be potential reversal plays and during the day. Who knows when they're going to happen? They may never happen. They may never reverse. They may just sort of meander at the price and do really nothing. But it's always interesting to try to find one because if you do find one, they can be very profitable. Now this one, okay. Now I'm sorry. I think I must have. I'm so sorry. I must have done this on the 3-minute candles. Nope. Okay. I'm just gonna. Sorry about that. Okay, so I entered the trade, wanted to let it get above 13, the whole number. You can see it did it right here, and not a great pattern, kind of choppy and all that, but this, I looked at this gap here, 14.47, 13, $1.50 on a fairly cheap stock. That could be that, we could have had a really good run on it. And so I took the trade right here at 13.19. I took half out. It zoomed up to 1349. I didn't get out there. I took half out at 1331. And then the next candle, it basically, almost opened right at my buy. And I actually exited, it says 1319. I exited at 1320. So just a penny on the second half and 12 cents on the first half. So nothing spectacular, but I don't mind doing it because this had a lot of potential. You're going to see one later on that had tremendous potential that I identified, and I didn't take it at the beginning, and I took it a little later. I just didn't let it run far enough, but you'll see that in about 5 minutes maybe. LVS was a very tough one. This came on the bounce play. You can see LVS is right here, and it actually is right here. So this is on the 2-minute bounce play, and this is on the 5-minute bounce play. And so it was identified as it was coming down, and it looked pretty good. I mean, I love this. The bounce plays that I like are the ones that are several candles down, not one long one and then a couple little ones. I like them when they're about 4 or 5 candles down in a row. And so I took the trade. It's hard to see right here, but I took the trade at 59.46 on this candle right here, that green candle right there. And maybe if I expand this a little bit. Yeah, so I took it right here on this green candle. Finally thought, okay, maybe now it's going to reverse. And LVS can be very, very dynamic. I've been in LVS before, in which if when it wants to, it can just add on a couple of dollars. But in this case, it didn't do that. And I exited the trade right here at 59.37 the first time. Now, I did get into this trade again in this area. Didn't make any money there. I got into it again at this area. Didn't make any money there either. I got out flat. We tried it 3 times. I know there were a couple of guys in the room that tried it with me. And I said, I don't usually trade the same stock 3 times in a day, but I thought, okay, it failed here, but now it looked like it was setting up again, and it looked like okay, maybe now it's ready. It tried, and then it just collapsed again. So didn't do anything. The market we still have another hour left in the market, and it is just going down. So very disappointing on that one. SPNC. Now, SPNC was basically a momentum trade, identified it as something that was going up very rapidly. This is not a great pattern to trade from. I mean, most people would say this is very extended. This is on the 5-minute chart. Little pullback here, excuse me, the little base here. But what got me excited about it was that it broke through the whole number, and I just felt that it was going to be one of those momentum stocks that would keep going for a while anyway. And so when it broke through the whole number, I took the trade at 33.07, and I exited half at I think that's 33. Let me check. Yeah, 33.31 up here on this candle, and didn't get the top. It's 33.42. Hopefully, I wanted it to keep going, but then it started to come down, and so I got out of the rest of the trade at 33.17. So 10 cents on the final half, and what was on the first half? I guess 24 cents on the first half. So not a bad trade. And again, uh, people might say, oh, 24 cents, 10 cents, but you have to remember these are very quick. I'm not holding these all day. These are very quick trades. So, I don't mind it. I don't mind scalping because really it's kind of a scalp. I don't mind scalping if they're going to be very quick like that. Noah was the next one, and um, Noah, I came out on. I have a breakout alert. Basically, it's just the reverse of the bounce play. These are now stocks that are going up, several candles in a row. And I had seen this go up and up and up, and it was driving me nuts watching it and not getting in. But there's really no good pattern here. Then it finally started to base a little bit here. I thought, okay, let's see what happens. If now, it was a little bit, it was above the whole number, but I thought, okay, it looks like sort of like SPNC before. It looked like it just had the will to keep going. And so I got into the trade at 23.32, and I took out half at 23.44 to protect myself, just in case it was going to collapse or go back down because of the momentum was over. And then it really got rewarded here. Almost, I think it's really at the high, but the bid was there at 23.74, and I took it. And so that was a really nice trade. I mean, again, 5-minute charts. So that's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15, like 5, 10, maximum I was in this for 15 minutes. So really nice trade. And, that was it for the rest of the day. Now, here is the one that was really too bad. ANIP. Now, ANIP, I think I showed you this yesterday. And I mean, it's really simple. I mean, I am just following stocks that are up or down the most in absolute dollars. And so, right now this is down $5.65 from the close yesterday, but at one point it was down a lot further. And Gill was another one. I think I think a couple of people tried to trade that one, but I missed. I missed it right here. I mean, right down here. It based here. It looked, we're sort of thinking, well, maybe it'll pop up here, but this is the pre-market too. I should say. I'm sorry, I tell you because this is 10 o'clock right here. So this is about 10:30, or 9:30 is right around here. So, in fact, let me just get this up. Sorry about that. Yeah, hi, sorry about that. So this is when it opened, and you can see the big down candle already, and then it based a little bit here. Now the problem with this was that the spread was really, really bad. I mean, I think I was looking at 50, 60, 70 cents sometimes, and it's really hard to try to commit yourself to getting into something like that. Yeah, you just take way fewer shares because the minute you get into the trade, you're already down because most brokerage accounts look at at the bid as being when you can get out, of course. So if something is bid, 53.20 and the ask is 53.70, and you get in at 53.70, well, you're already down 50 cents according to your brokerage platform, and and then if the bid just drops, collapses, you're really down. So anyway, I missed it all the way down here, and here would have been a great entry, 51.36, excuse me, over this one right here. Finally get a green candle, and you could have held through this, but what I saw it right here again. I mean, I was watching this, but I was kicking myself for not getting in. Then we had a little pullback here and a little bit of a base, and I thought, okay, if we get a pop, on any sort of volume, and here was the volume. You see how the volume was relatively, compared to this volume bar, relatively low for the previous 5 minute volume bars. I said, if I get a pop, I'm in. And so I took the trade at 53.32 and I completely outsmarted myself and got out of the trade at 53.78. The spread, the bid spread started to, the bid ask started to widen again, and I was just worried. I mean, there was a reason why this was hit hard. This is a bio, and there was a reason why it was hit hard at the beginning, and who knows, it could just turn around and come back down on you. So I looked at it saying, well, 53.32 to 53.78 in a very short period of time, that's great. But, that actually from my buy, of 53.32, there's a high of 56.14. So, almost $3. So that was a tough one to watch go up, but nonetheless, made money on it. So I guess, that's the bottom line, I guess, is making money. Though really the bottom line is being able to hold on through a lot of the little gyrations and try to get better exits. But always working on it. I think we always do. I don't care what sort of trader you are and how long you've been in the market. I think that's one thing we always have to try to work on. Now, the last one was VET, and VET was a bit of an experiment for me. VET was on this list also, but you can see, I mean, it's still only traded 166,000 shares. There's a dollar 1 hour left in the market, and it's very low volume, and but I suppose this one looked to me like I was treating a bit of a revenge trade on the ANIP that I didn't get into ANIP earlier, and I didn't get into the other one, the GIL earlier. And so I looked at this, and the spread was bad. It was about maybe a 15 cent, 20 cent spread at times, but it just looked like it was going to base here. What's this number right there? 41.56. Yeah, 42, I'm sorry. So right here, it looked like it was trying to hold the whole number. And so I took the trade right here at 42.24. And, it went down a little bit, but it didn't break down. It got down to 42.11. I think actually the bid got down to 42.05. So, I was already in a losing situation almost from the get-go. But as I said to the room, I didn't take a whole bunch of shares on this, but I really wanted to commit to this sort of a strategy at finding these beaten up ones, and once they've consolidated a little bit, to play them. And so the bottom line is that it worked. I exited half at 42.60, which is just about the high here, and the other half at 42.46. Took a little bit of time, but once it got up to this area, I was in no big fear of it dropping. Well, I shouldn't say that. Of course, it could have dropped, but I was in a profitable situation, so I didn't mind holding on for a little bit longer to see if it could pop up. I mean, again, look at the gap we're talking about, 45.46, and we're down at 42.46, so it's $3. You just absolutely never know. Now, this is an oil and gas stock, so the whole industry would have had to probably rise for it to get up, but you just never know. So that's it. Those are the trades I took, and so it was a pretty good day. And let's just see, I haven't checked this one for a bit. This, well, this is again my swing trade. This is the third day for it. Now I'm a little bit under. I think I'm in at 34.12, so I'm a little bit under. You see how it spiked up here? I mean, I could have got out of it right there. And yesterday it hit 35. I think got up to, well, this is not going back far enough, but I know it got up to 35. I'm actually considering looking at some of these trades that I'm seeing from the Dan strategy, that it might be that I can start to play these a little bit as intraday trades, or even maybe 1 day swings. But I'll have to see. I'll have to check out a lot more. I know Dennis in the room is looking at doing that. So, but you know what? I'm going to hold on, and kept challenging to get close down below 34, but so far so good. So that's it um, for the for today. I hope that you know what, we're getting a lot of traders in the room now, and it's kind of getting exciting. We're getting now to almost a critical mass, I think, of people in the room. and more people that start talking about the room, we're going to get more and more people. Now, more and more people does not necessarily make a great room. To be honest, I mean, we want to have, but we're very focused in the room. We only talk trades. We only talk about things that are usually set up using trade ideas, and we rarely deviate off course. So, and it, I've been in rooms before where you have 400, 500 people and you've got 100 people posting, which makes it horrible. Now, I would never put a limit on the posting, but I think that people realize that if they're going to post, it better make sense. So, and I think that's what we're finding mainly in the room. So, I encourage you to come in. Say the room is growing and it's getting to be very dynamic. So, hope to see you in the room tomorrow. Bye bye.